Hey, we've got a treat.
Yes, we do.
Miss Melissa Jones, who is going to come on and join us this morning. She is the VP of Legal and Advocacy. Melissa, join us on Flight School.
Hi, everybody. It's so different to see on this side of the panel.
Awesome.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm using my computer. Yeah.
We can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
And we can see
I don't have all these cool backgrounds like you guys do.
I'll send them to you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. So how are things up in Canada?
Well, you guys are talking about t-shirts and Mark's talking about it's chilly. Well, it's actually -10, feeling like -20 right now. So you guys should come over here. Then you'll know what cold is.
Negative, not gonna do it. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like 17 degrees in Houston, I suppose that would convert to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if it was 17 degrees in Houston, we would probably all flee. So
I know.
All right.
I seen what happened when it snowed last year a little bit.
Yeah, that shut us down. We were not ready for that.
Yeah,
not at all prepared.
Ready. Houston is not a place that likes snow. So
correct.
It got down to 11 degrees. 11.
That time?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cold for you guys.
Yeah. It was.
Well,
all right.
Hey, then that's because things change, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, you got climate change and all sorts of stuff and weather patterns changing. And one of the things that's also changing, which is the reason that we have Melissa on here with us today, is the regulatory climate for direct sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing, and other affiliate type businesses out there. And so it's important that as a group of owners, right? Again, this is our owners meeting. It's important that as a group of owners, we get together and we talk about what this means for us as a company and what it means for us as individuals so that we can continue the Ibüümerang party in class and in style without, unnecessary pain. So Melissa, why don't you come on here and start us down this path?
All right.
Well, I actually wanted to share, and I thank you guys for having me on. I didn't want to put a damper on your dream night that I love, so I must send you my dream. But I just wanted to actually talk to the field about what's kind of coming down the pipeline regarding regulations of social media. There's so much different social media channels. So what I'm going to talk about today is not necessarily to police anyone around, but just rather educate. As you know, we like to educate the field. Our department doesn't like to reprimand. So I just want to teach you how to keep your business safe, but maintaining the integrity of Ibüümerang and saving our business. So that's basically what today will be.
Yeah.
And to explain what the challenges are that we have. We've got some deadlines that we're going to be putting out there for advocacy with the help of, the field. So that's also going to be explained today.
All right. Are you going to share, Melissa?
No,
I can share. Yes.
You can share, yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you when to share.
All right.
I'm not as Zoom friendly as you guys are. Okay.
Bring back those rotary phones. Sorry.
So you can go to the next slide. And I think this one, T, you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So everybody think about this for a second, right? Imagine that instead of owning your Ibüümerang business, you owned a McDonald's franchise instead, okay? So imagine for a moment you own a McDonald's franchise. Now, how much did you pay for it? You paid anywhere from $1 million to $2 million to open up a McDonald's. And they gave you a notebook this big and you had to go to Hamburger University and learn all their rules and regulations and all that kind of stuff so that you can operate it. And yes, it really is called Hamburger University, right? But then part of what they tell you is what you can and cannot do with the McDonald's logo, with the McDonald's corporate trademarks. They tell you, you can't do X, you can't do Y, here's what you can do, here's what you cannot do, right? What do you think would happen if you violated those rules? What do you think would happen if you went on social media you're a McDonald's franchise owner, you paid $1 million, you paid $2 million, you go on social media and you misuse the McDonald's logo? What do you think would happen? Well, here's what would happen. You would get, Dr. Latrice said it right, you would get shut down. Brandon Thomas said it right. You'd probably end up in court with lawsuits against McDonald's. Why? Because they are going to protect that brand for two reasons. They got to protect it for the corporation, and they have to protect it for all the other McDonald's franchise owners. And guess what else happens? If you lose your franchise, you end up in court, you also don't earn any more money during that period of time. They're going to stop paying you because they've got the original copyright. So I want to use that as the basis for this conversation with Melissa, because we need to take this business that seriously. Because one of the things that we've learned over the years is that the average McDonald's franchise owner earns about $150,000 to $200,000 a year in profits. $150,000 to $200,000 a year in profits. And referring back to our disclaimer, not making income guarantees, but there are people who have exceeded those type of incomes in the network marketing industry, even in our company. So you should take this as seriously, even more seriously than if you owned a McDonald's franchise. Don't let the fact that you didn't pay $1 million to $2 million be the reason that you forfeit a great opportunity. MJ?
Yeah. Thank you, T. If we can go to the next slide, I think Mark's doing it. So again, yeah, we want to safeguard the Ibüümerang opportunity because, like Tigre said in the last slide with McDonald's, we don't want to shut down our legacy. This is what we're building. This is what you guys are building. So you want to protect it, and we want to help you protect that. So when we send certain emails out to you with warning letters and just saying, can you help us, change the content on a social media post? That's the reason why, is we want to save this legacy that we're building together as a community. So today I'm just going to share the different challenges that we're receiving, what we see now. There's a lot that's coming down. Mark, you can go to the next slide. So the advocacy challenges, these are what the current ones are: social media channels, using the name Ibüümerang. There's like income claims on social media channels, brand claims, lifestyle claims, using the pandemic as a conversation tool, because that's, the last thing we've been dealing with for the last year and a half. So those are a lot of things that I'm getting reports on. So if you want to go back to the first example, Mark, then I can just go through it. So I just want to be specific here. So I'm not going to call anyone out or put you on the spot, but you might see your name or, a actual social media post of yours. Please don't take it personal. I just wanted to show you real live examples so you can understand what's out there. So on this post, I'll give you actual examples. So in the red bracket, you'll see that there's a ton on Instagram that actually have the Ibüümerang name within their handle. So this is what we deal with on a regular basis, where we're messaging or searching for these. These are actual violations. Right now, you actually cannot use the Ibüümerang name within your handle or your profile name. So the only official one is the
Can I ask you a question, Melissa?
Sure. Go ahead.
If any of these pages that uses Ibüümerang in their handle or their what do you call that?
Profile name.
The profile name.
Yeah.
If any of these pages puts up something that's in violation, for the FTC or the DSSRC, how is that viewed because it has Ibüümerang in the name?
So at the end of the day, the company is responsible. What they think is it's very misleading. So they think we own all these pages. It's very difficult to have a conversation with the FTC or the DSSRC because it is, our responsibility to train and teach the field. So, you cannot use, it's like the McDonald's. You can't post the McDonald's logo and put your handle name or your profile name as McDonald's 001 or McDonald's, you know, Burger Joy. Even if you're promoting it, you have to be unique. You cannot use Ibüümerang at all in the handle. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that is crystal clear. So
Okay.
all these folks that have Ibüümerang in their handle or their profile, what do they need to do?
They need to remove the handle. So if we go to the next page, I'll show everybody what the handle is. So on this, the first dark, I guess, bolded area is called the handle. So when we speak about handle, that's what it means. The profile name is the one that's underneath. So sometimes people will have their real name. Sometimes they'll have like this one is Ibüümerang official. So it's things like that. These we cannot have those. Another situation, I think if you go to the next one, Mark. So the next one, I'll show you, all the other ones have the actual Ibüümerang logo, which is also, their actual photo is just the Ibüümerang logo, which is also an infringement on our copyright. So we can't be using those. I know that in iBoom Hub, I think marketing has provided the logo that says independent ambassador. So you need to make it very clear with that logo that it shows that you're using the independent ambassador versus the company logo. The red highlighted box, his profile picture is not a violation, but his handle and his profile name is. So he would receive a notice or a warning to change that from Advocacy. Okay.
Yeah, this
I think there was a
is
question.
good stuff. Well, I just want to say, first of all, this is good stuff. And you know, of course, I know why people do it. They do it because they want to advance their business. They want to be more attractive. They want to stand out on the internet to draw people to them. But here's the thing, folks: you cannot do it by making people think that you are the company, right? You know, you can't. You simply can't do it. You got to leave all the Ibüümerang official stuff to the official Ibüümerang. That's us. You can't be the Ibüümerang official. You can't be Ibüümerang. So let's get these cleaned up, folks, so that we don't have to have this as an outstanding issue.
So if we stay on this page, thanks Tigray for explaining that. If you look on the first two, just as an example for the field, is the first two, if we just generally looked at it, we would say it's not really a violation because they're using their own profile picture. But then if you look in the handle name, it's Alice underscore Ibüümerang. So using the Ibüümerang is what is the issue. And then in the second one, it's the same thing, right? Ibüümerang. So when the FTC contacts us or the DSSRC, they automatically assume that these are ours and we own them. Okay. So
MJ, just a couple of comments from the group here.
Yep.
Horace Daly in Jamaica says, I don't know anyone who went diamond with Ibüümerang in their handle or their name. Success leaves clues. Very good, right?
Yeah.
Because you know the top achievers, they don't do this, right? And then there's a question from Maurice. He says, does this also include the use of product names in the handles?
So it depends on how you're using that product name. So here's a suggestion. It's really difficult for me to say yes or no, because what will happen is I'll say, yes, that's allowed. And then what I'll see is violations by using, you know, iZens. And then what happens is they think that this is their company as well. So here's a suggestion. If you have an example, you can, I always tell everybody, you can send it into Advocacy, either through support or to the email advocacy@iboomerang.com. You can send in a screenshot of what you think you would like to do or what you're going to post, and we will either approve it or say it needs to be changed. That would make it easier for us to do. My suggestion is to be unique to yourself. You can mention it, but not necessarily in your handle name or your profile name. Those should be specific and unique to you. Within your posts, you can put, you know, I tried Zens, or Zens is great, you know, skin tech. but we don't want somebody to look at the page and think, oh, this is a company page.
Right.
If that makes sense.
So if you guys go look at Edwin Haynes' page, go look at Johnny Wimbrey's page, go look at Mark Kithcart's page or my page, go look at any of these diamonds, Cesar Munoz's page, and you'll see that none of them, you know, to Horace's earlier comment, none of them use Ibüümerang in their handle, their profile, or their pick. And they're the top performers in the company. So that's a clue that goes to say, you don't need that. You don't need that in order to win. That's not the thing that's help you win.
Oh, I think you're cutting out, T.
Am I?
Oh, okay, you're better now. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but that, I mean, just to, you know, go off on that is try to refuse using Ibüümerang or anything in your handle. Make it unique to you, just like Terrence just explained. All of the diamonds, they actually only sell themselves, and then they talk about what they're doing. So, okay. Any other? Want to go to the next slide, I think? Oh, okay. So Facebook, lovely Facebook. I love Facebook. I love it.
That little sigh you just did right now was hysterical. That was everything for me.
Okay, let's talk about Facebook. Okay, so I've included some examples. These are real, actual examples that we've received. So words like financial freedom cannot be used. It's very misleading. We cannot say that. We cannot guarantee financial freedom. So the ones in the red X, we can, when we send you a response, we ask you to either remove that financial freedom or change the sentence. What you don't want to do, and what we consider this, is you're kind of enticing a person who may be interested in Ibüümerang or any business by saying they can actually become financially free. You as an individual cannot guarantee that for somebody, because it all depends on your efforts, how hard you work, how many people you know. It all depends on, there's a lot of factors in what makes you either financially free. And financially free could mean many different things to many different people. So we ask that you don't post financial freedom, or those are considered income claims. So the other one's in Spanish, and what they're saying here is that they're guaranteeing that you can make 500 to 1,000 per week. We actually cannot guarantee that either. So that is also considered an income claim. So instead of saying you can make 500 to 1,000 per week, you can say something like, I think they translated it for me because I don't speak Spanish. But yeah, actually Opie stated that you can make not 500 to 1,000 per week. You can actually say it depends on your efforts.
Right.
If you get 5 people in your team, you could potentially work from home. You can, it's not guaranteeing a specific number amount, like a monetary value. If
right.
you know.
You really helped me with this when we were going over this, because I struggle with it too. So I empathize with the people because I'm a builder at heart. I've been a diamond a couple of times, and I kind of grew up when the rules were a lot looser. So it's kind of hard sometimes to understand why some of this is considered a violation. But the biggest thing that you cleared up for me was this, that unless it's something that everybody can get, you can't say it.
Correct.
Or you can't, and I shouldn't say can get, because everybody can, but you can't say it because everybody won't, right? So you can't say $500 for $1,000 a month because some people aren't going to be able to do that. You can't say financial freedom because some people are not going to be able to achieve that. Financial freedom is actually a number. It's just a different number for everybody.
Yeah, correct. And I'll tell you guys, Terrence has been your biggest.
They don't know who you're talking about. Every time you say Terrence, they're like, "Who's Terrence?" I
know, T. Sorry. I'll tell you guys, he goes to bat for the field because him and I go back and forth regarding what's a violation and what's not. So he does go to bat for the field. Just letting you know.
Yeah. But I, you know,
Okay,
but
we
at
can
the
go
end
to
of
the
the
next
day,
slide.
the
Huh?
biggest going to bat for the field is what you do every day, which is protecting this company and protecting the ambassadors. And so at the end of the day, you know, we should not have the mindset of how close can we get to the line without going over it. We should just figure out how to win within the parameters of, you know, of the game.
Yeah. It's well, thank you. I mean, we try to do it in the most positive way possible, because unfortunately, sometimes, you know, sending out a message to ask somebody to change a post, sometimes people can take it negatively, and it's not at all how we mean it. We know that you're building. We know that you want to create a big team and attend these events that we talk about and become, you know, if your goal is to become a diamond, you're working really hard towards that. So we're here trying to protect your business at the same time following the rules of Ibüümerang, right? So this is another Facebook example. It's a longer one. And within this, it's a very good story of where they came from, where they are now doing the business. But again, if you read through, I guess this example, you'll see that they've actually put, you know, make an extra 500 per week. Again, it's the 500 per week. You're guaranteeing a monetary value to what they can make. So somebody who may be in a different or a difficult financial situation will be like, oh my gosh, I need to quit my job and do this. That's not what we want, because that's what the FTC does not like. Okay. Next slide.
Good. This is good. So good.
Oh, the love of my emails. Let's go through this one. Okay. So email is on our top list. And I totally get it. There are, maybe you're doing multiple businesses, maybe you have your own personal business that, you know, you work for. However, you want to differentiate your different businesses. And I totally understand that and I respect that. However, having the company name within your personal email is an absolute no-no. It is very misleading. It could be seen as you work for Ibüümerang. You could be receiving emails that are not for you, whether it's from the FTC, DSSRC, anything. What you don't want to do is be responsible to, one, respond to those, two, mislead, you know, any of the public eye. So we ask again that you remove all Ibüümerang affiliation within your personal email, and replace it with something that's unique to you, like the example, Sarah.lovesbusiness. So just remove the Ibüümerang. That's kind of what we're trying to achieve here, because I do see a lot of that. Any questions, anything on this one, T?
Yeah, I was just thinking, just from a practical standpoint, you know, folks might be thinking, oh, well, that email is in use. Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to phase that email out, and, you know, put in your signature, you know, something that says, please take note, effective such and such date, this email will be shut down. Please use all, you know, send all email to this new email that you've created that is compliant. And in the meantime, you could forward the non-compliant email address to your compliant email address, so that when people email you to the wrong one, you reply from the right one. And that way you can phase it out over, let's say, a 30-day period of time. I'm just trying to help you guys, you know, get those older non-compliant emails phased out, because at the end of this, we're going to give you a deadline, and we are going to stick to the deadline. And I'm, you know, we really, it's not, we're not in the business of policing or punishing people. You know, that's not something that we like. We don't like to do it. We wish we didn't even have a need for the department, but that department is there not to police people, but to protect the opportunity for everybody else. So please take this seriously, guys.
Next slide. Thanks, T. So again, that's the logo. That's one of them. I think Mark has created it quite a bit, but always use the independent TSA logo. That allows you to use or promote the Ibüümerang company, but it also lets everyone know that you're an independent ambassador of the company. And that allows anyone, that allows you to promote your business. You won't get the warning emails. And you may not be suspended until you change it. So we ask that
Right.
you know, and I think these can be located on the iBoom hub still. So, you know, and you don't want to put it very small, because we've been seeing a little bit of that too, where, you know, sometimes you have, you know, you make these web pages and then the independent logo is really small. So again, it's kind of hidden. It needs to be, when I go to that page, I need to say, oh, okay, this is an independent TSA, move on to the next, as long as I can see it, right? It needs to be visible to the public. Okay, next slide. Love it. Don't use abbreviation. I see these every day, all day. We have elevate. We spell it differently. And you know what? I've seen some really cool ones. I'm not going to lie. I see iBoom, IBOOM, iSense. So this is kind of, sometimes I want to say unique, but sometimes I want to say sneaky. So I ask that you please don't use those. When we do see them, and if it has a hashtag attached to it, it's still using the logo. So for instance, if we go back to the McDonald's example, we can't use just the M, because I know sometimes the logo has the M with the entire name McDonald's underneath. And say we cut out just the McDonald's underneath and we just use the M, that is still an infringement. We can still get sued for using it. So I ask that you know, I love the abbreviations, but I ask that you don't use it in that context, if that's okay.
You know,
Color
MJ,
scheme.
I'm laughing because this made me think of the Eddie Murphy Coming to America movies, and in that movie, the guy McDowell, his wife's dad, is in an ongoing lawsuit with McDonald's because he named his restaurant McDowell's, and he has Golden Arches too.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, and he has products that have similar names to theirs. And so it's a joke, but it's really funny, guys. You're not beating the system by coming up with some sort of an abbreviation.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight a comment from one of our diamonds. I'm trying to get back to it here in the in Facebook. Sam Bean. Here it goes, right here. This was a really excellent comment. And this is why Sam and Cam are incredibly successful. And by the way, go to their social media and you will see they don't use Ibüümerang or the Ibüümerang marks, but yet they are top diamonds in the company. He says, this training is good stuff. We are not network marketers. We are business people on a network marketing platform. Treat this like you're protecting a business you invested millions of dollars on. Strong comment. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Even the colors, T, even using like the logo colors. So like everything can be different, and I've seen that too. Lots of things can be different, but they're using the same colors. So it's also very misleading.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if you get a warning letter.
You know, I think any of our diamonds would support this. I see Desi is on the training today too, and Luis and Fernanda are going to come up next. And by the way, Luis and Fernanda are incredible examples of rocking it on social media, you know. But if you look at their profile pages, they don't use the Ibüümerang name. They don't use the colors even, because those aren't the things that are going to make you successful. Those aren't the things that are going to help you go diamond. And they're not even the things that are going to attract people to you versus someone else. You know, if you look at Fernanda's page and you see, you know, kind of all the life and the energy, another one, Talita Camaro and Daniel Camaro, their pages. If you look at the way they promote themselves on social media, they don't do any of these things. But yet everybody wants to be on their team.
I think there was a question from, people keep saying, answer Chrissy's question. So I can't scroll to see what that question is, T, but
Chrissy, let's see, address Chrissy's clarifying comment. Let's see, let me scroll and see if I can find it. Chrissy, could you do me a favor? Could you drop it in there again? Oh no, here we go. What about using the Ibüümerang issued web handle, name.iboomerang.com, right? So everybody has a replicated page. But that you would be using that. I could really clarify that. You would be
Yep.
using that as a link within something that you're posting. That you wouldn't use that as your handle, right? You wouldn't name your Instagram page at Ibüümerang at chrissy.iboomerang.com. You wouldn't do that. That would be a violation. But of course, in your bio, if people wanted to go and see what you're all
Join
about, you could put that link there.
Yep. Because that's your replicated website. So you can
Right.
you can add that in to join me here, you want to get started, here's my link, that type of stuff, because you're being clear on that. So we can go to the next slide. Oh, you're welcome, Chrissy. So I think someone wanted to know about hashtags. So right now the FTC and DSSRC include hashtags as a violation. So many times you will see a warning letter. Sometimes people don't know what we mean by that, but these are what you call hashtags. And I think, so social media, when you actually hashtag and you pull that name hashtag up, it'll pull up all the ones that have the same hashtag. So I understand why we do it, but unfortunately the FTC and DSSRC are also coding those as violations. So these are some examples that we see, like hashtag free trips, hashtag financially free, get rich, freedom, quit your job, earn during a pandemic, earn extra money weekly. So these are things, that we can't use because we will have to actually code them as a violation. So maybe change the way that you're doing hashtags because they are also included in violations. Did you have anything to add to you on this one, or I can?
No, I think that's plain as day. Thank you for helping us with that.
Okay. I just wanted to bring up too the pandemic, because a lot of people and they're going full force. Like, I don't even mean 100 miles per hour. I'm talking like 200 miles per hour regarding the pandemic. So, people that worked in Ibüüm, because we offer digital services and things like that, we were able to continue the business. However, you can't have a conversation explaining or using the pandemic as a conversation tool or as a selling point. That is an automatic no-no. So what that does to people is either it makes them fearful. It's already a scary time. Lots of good and bad things have happened. Some businesses have dissolved. So you don't want to put out there, earn big money during a pandemic. We've seen a lot of that, and those automatically have to come down immediately. So please don't use the pandemic as a way to sell the business. Okay. Okay, next slide, I think. Okay, so we are asking all of the field to help us in advocacy. We don't want to send you warning letters. We don't want to suspend accounts. We actually just want to work with you to, one, protect your business, two, avoid getting any kind of violation reports from the FTC, because it is a steep, once you're in the FTC's hands, it costs a lot to fight them on a violation. So we're just asking the help from the field to, with this training, if you still have questions, you can, reach out to us directly and we'll definitely guide you. But if you have any sort of pandemic in your hashtags, Ibüümerang, the logos, we're just asking if you can all help us remove them. So go through your YouTube, go through all the different social media channels and remove anything that we discussed today. Okay. We will be taking, so I think on the next slide, Mark. So we are going to be taking a more active approach, which I was trying to avoid, but all non-compliant email posts, emails, any handles, anything that I've discussed today and more have to be removed by December 15th. So it must be taken down. So you have now until December 15th to remove it. If you think that it will take longer, you need to communicate with us. Otherwise, all the accounts, we will actually, so you can go to the next slide, Mark, if you want. Our old policy used to be 3 warning letters before a suspension, but our policy is going to change because I have to take a way more active approach. Our new policy is 1 warning letter and then a suspension. So why we're doing this, you can go to the next slide, is because the FTC has mandated that all companies, we've been issued, not just we, massive amount of companies have been issued to clean up the social media. So I'm asking everyone to help do that by December 15th, because as of December 16th, any posts that are found, all accounts will be suspended. And I think that if your account is in suspension at that time, you know, T, if you want to chime in regarding commissions.
Yeah, so you want to, everybody needs to take this seriously. You know, one of the rules in our policies and procedures is that in order to earn your commissions, your account needs to be in good standing. So if your account is in suspended status during a pay period, you might not get paid, right? I mean, you know, let's talk about why you're doing this. You guys are doing this. You know, many of you, Jayla did a great training. People do it for different reasons, but many of you are doing this for the income that you can create. Don't jeopardize that, okay? I'm looking at the different questions that people are asking, MJ, and you know, they're asking, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Guys, ladies, let me just tell you this. You don't even want to do this a little bit. What you do in moderation, your group will do in excess, right? So you want to always make sure you set the best example possible for everybody on your team, because if you do it a little bit, they will do it a lot, and you will have issues in your organization. And besides, you know, how would you feel if your post was the reason that Ibüümerang had to get shut down? Let's just be extreme with it. I mean, how would you feel if that was the reason? And then what we did is we posted on social media. We said, hey, good folks, sorry, we got to shut down because so-and-so wouldn't take their post down. So we let everybody know it was you, right? So let's just do it the right way, guys. You don't have to do it the wrong way. If you want to know if you want to, you know what, guys, don't ask Daniel and Talita how to do it. Just go look at their social media page. Don't ask Sam Bean and Kim Bean how to do it. Just go look at their social media page. Go look at Johnny Wimbrey. Believe it or not, you know, Johnny Wimbrey posting about his family having fun or exercising together, that is way more attractive for people to join his business and want to join his team than someone's pandemic post that's in complete violation, trying to make people afraid to and want to join, you know, get another source of income, you know. So take a look at your examples. Take a look at what Edwin Haynes is showing on his page, right? And you'll start to get an idea of what actually draws people in and gets people excited. But I will tell you this, we have to be hard on this. December 15 is the deadline. Get the word out through your groups. You know, and it's because the climate is changing. You know, this is not us deciding this on our own. This is us having to make this decision. And it's probably a good thing for everybody.
Yeah. So I do have to chime in to say one thing. Thank you everyone for having me on today. If by December the 15th, because what we're doing is we have tons of violations right now. If you have removed a post, please do not, and it's already been removed, but you receive a warning letter, please just respond. You don't have to take it negatively, because sometimes the system doesn't allow us to see that it's been removed, because there is a little gap. Please just let us know that you have removed it, and we will close that ticket out. So don't take it, you know, negatively. Just please let us know, and we will work with you. If you have any issues, or if you want to post anything and you have questions, please send them to support. And just in the subject line, you can just put advocacy, social media, and we will respond to them. We have no problem. Okay.
Cool. Hey,
thank you guys for having me.
We've got ibüümerang.com. Melissa,
I saw that.
You've gone through that course. You've vetted all of those questions, and you can take that course. If you have any questions, it'll walk you through everything. The other thing that's happening is Melissa and her team, they have put together some fun stuff, right? So that quiz was absolutely fun. I loved it. And so they're coming out with a video, they're coming out with quizzes and things like that get people engaged. And they make advocacy and compliance fun. So that's totally cool. And I love that.
And to spice it up a little bit, we will be giving out, we'll incentivize it. We will be giving out some sort of gift, but I won't let it out the bag yet, but we will for the winner.
Okay.
For the winner.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. You guys, you guys are making a game, right?
Yes, we are.
Thank you
You're
so
included.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
Melissa.
guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Awesome.